Hey everybody, it's Teresa. Welcome to my channel. I'm going to make a necklace and a pair of earrings today, and I'm going to use some of the beads that came in the most recent Sam's Bead Box, the one for July 2024. It's called Voyage to Athens. I'll put a link in the corner of this video and in the description box below to the unboxing video I did for this subscription in case you want to watch it, where I go over everything that came in the box. I'll also put a link in the description box below to the page where you can go and sign up for the subscription if it's something that you're interested in. I have a coupon code, it's Teresa, and that'll save you $5 off your first box if you sign up. And here I have the 6mm Czech glass struck round beads. The color is etched turquoise copper that came in the box. And here I have the Czech glass dagger beads that came in the box. The color on these are matte teal. And here I have the 8.5mm Amazonite smooth round beads that came in the box. And here I have the Czech glass English cut beads that came in the box. The color on these is crystal gold AB, and they're 3.5mm. The only thing I'm using that didn't come in the box are some findings. I have a lobster clasp, 3 4mm jump rings, 1 8mm jump ring, 2 wire guards, 2 2x2 crimp tubes, a couple of pieces of chain from my stash, different piece of chain that has larger links that I'm going to use as an extender chain. I've got one of the little English cut beads that I'm going to put on this head pin and dangle off the extender chain. This is what I'm using for my earrings. I've already made one of them, but it would be 2 of the dagger beads, 2 of the Amazonite beads, 2 of the copper 6mm beads, 2 of the English cut beads, a couple of ear wires, and a couple of pieces of 22 gauge German style wire. And this is in copper. I'm using all copper findings. I'll be using my soft flex beading wire in fine, and this is 21 strand, and it's copper. The color is copper. I've got my bead stopper. I'm going to be using all my jewelry tools. I'll be using my chain nose pliers, my tweezer pliers, my round nose pliers, both pairs of my bent chain nose pliers, both pairs of my crimping pliers, both pairs of my cutters, my flat nose pliers, and I've already used my memory wire cutters to cut my chain. I have my little Norling shot glass to put my wires in when I cut them off. I think that's everything. I'll put links for everything I can find links for in the description box below. Everything that didn't come in the box. So hold on, and I'm going to go ahead and string up the necklace so y'all don't have to wait while I do that. And when I get back, I'll show you what my pattern is and I'll crimp it. So I'll be back. Okay, I've got my necklace strung up now. I've got 3 of the Amazonite beads, an English cut bead, a 6mm copper bead, English cut bead, 3 of the Amazonite beads, English cut bead, copper bead, English cut bead, 3 of the Amazonite beads, English cut bead, copper bead, English cut bead, and then I have 9 daggers with English cut beads between all of them. And then the other side is just exactly like this side. So now I'm going to crimp it. I'm going to take my crimp tube, put it on here. Take my wire guardian and go down 1 channel of the wire guardian. Go down the other channel of the wire guardian. I'm going to go back into my crimp tube. I'm going to hold my wires apart and make sure they don't get crossed in there. Because I want, after I crimp, I want each wire to be in its own channel. And if they're crossed in there, they won't do that. Now I'm going to take these crimping pliers and I'm going to use that part with the tooth. Lay the tooth on top. Squeeze. And that puts each little wire in its own channel. Now I'm going to go into these crimping pliers. There's 3 half circles on each side. I'm going to go in the middle one because that's the one for the 2x2 crimp tubes. Lay my crimp in there. Give it a good tight squeeze. Now I'm going to tug. That's good. So now I'm going to cut off my extra wire. Now I'm going to push all this down. Cut it off my spool. I always just leave it attached to my spool if I know what my design's going to be. Now I'm going to crimp this side. I'm going to take my crimp tube, my wire guardian, I'm going to go down the other channel of my wire guardian. Back into my crimp tube. Hold my wires apart. And I like to go through a bead on this side if I can to get my hands out of the way when I'm trying to crimp and to center my wire guardian over that last bead. So I'm going to hold on to my wire guardian and pull my wire through. Now I want to make sure there's no slack in my piece, but I don't want it to be too tight either. If it's too tight, it won't drape well, and especially with these dagger beads, if it's too tight, they'll be all bunched up. So I usually leave it coiled up like this, and that keeps it from being too tight. So I'm going to take my crimping pliers again and go on the part with the tooth again. Lay the tooth on the top of my crimp tube. Squeeze. Now I'm going to go on the part with the half circles in the middle part. Always wants to slip around on me on this side. I'm going to squeeze, give it a good tight squeeze. Now I'm going to tug. That's good. So now I'm going to cut my extra wire off. So there's my necklace so far. So I'm going to get my findings to put on and I'll be back. Okay, I'm going to put my findings on now. I measured this after I crimped it and it comes to a little over 11 and a half inches, almost 12 inches. And then I've got a couple of pieces of chain here that are a little over 3.5 inches each. So I'm going to take a 4mm jump ring. Open it up and drop it. Okay, find the slit. Now I'm going to open it up. Put my chain on. One side of my necklace. Close my jump ring back. Make sure to get it closed back really well. I'm going to do the same thing on this other side. my jump ring, put my chain on. It's gotten magnetized. It's wanting to stick to my jump ring instead of go through it. Okay, now I'm going to put the other side of my necklace on. Close my jump ring back really well. Okay, now I'm going to go down here and take another 4mm jump ring. Open it up. Put my lobster clasp on. And this side of my chain. Close my jump ring back. Now on this side I've got an 8mm jump ring I'm going to put on here. And then I have a little piece of extender chain. It's about 2 inches long. Close my jump ring back really well. So that's what I've got now. Now I'm going to make a little dangle to go off my extender chain. I've got a head pin. One of my little English cut beads. And I think I probably better just do a simple loop on this one because this head pin's kind of thick. So I'm going to take my pliers and I'm going to go a little bit above the bead so that I don't crack my bead. Pin the head pin over, 90-degree angle. I'm going to take my cutters, and I use a different pair of cutters for head pins and eye pins and craft wire than I do for bead stringing wire. I'll leave about 1/4 of an inch of the pin. I'm going to take my round nose pliers, and I'm going to make sure there's nothing sticking out over here. And I like to go down pretty far on the barrel to start my loop. And then I go up here to the tip and finish my loop so that I don't have a really big loop. But it helps to start it down further on the barrel. I am not at all good at simple loops, and I appear to have completely mangled this one. See if I can straighten this up. If I can, I'm going to have to get another one, do it over. That's just not good. Let's still work on it here and see if I can salvage it. Bend my neck back a little bit. Close my loop up. Okay, I think I can stand that. It's not very good, but I think I can deal with it. So now I'm going to open my loop. And I'm going to put it on the end of my extender chain. I have to open it a little more. heavier pliers here. Probably should have left it alone and opened the end of my extender chain. It'll open, and I definitely don't want to mess this up after I spent so much time trying to salvage it. I think that's what I'll do. I think I'll just close this back. And now I'm going to take my flat nose pliers and just open the end of my extender chain. I'm just having one of those days, y'all. I'm going to hang my little dangle on here. There we go. I'm going to close my link back up. Need to make sure to close it back up really well. This chain is really thick. There we go. Okay. It's the hardest dangle I've ever made. But it's made. So there's my necklace. So hold on, I'll get my stuff and I'll make a little earring. So I'll be back. Okay, I'm going to make a little earring now. And I'm going to start by trying to wire wrap this little dagger here. And y'all know I'm not good at wire wrapping. I've got a piece of 22 gauge wire here. It's about 4.5 inches, which is probably way more than I need, but I'm not at all confident in my wire wrapping skills. So, I'm going to put my dagger on here if I can get a hold of it. And I'm going to leave I'm not going to go halfway down the wire. I'm going to just leave that's probably about 1 inch on this side. And I'm going to bend my wire up. And then bend this wire up so that they cross and make a little V at the top of my dagger bead. I want to make sure my dagger bead will still move. Don't want it to be too tight. I'm going to take my pliers, I'm going to take this short piece and bend it to where it's straight across. And then I'm going to take this long piece and bend it where it's straight up. Now I'm going to wrap this short piece around the long piece. And I just do this with my hands. Of course, you can use your pliers if you need to. I'm going to wrap it around about 3 times. And those wraps are not hardly as close together as I want them to be, so I'm going to take my pliers and squish them a little. I'm going to take my cutters and cut off my extra wire. Didn't get hardly cut enough. Okay, now I'm going to take my Amazonite bead. And my copper bead. And my English cut bead. I'm going to take my pliers. I'm going to go to the tip of the pliers. Bend the wire over at a 90-degree angle. Take my round nose pliers and put them in the crook of the bend. Round nose pliers facing me. Bend the wire back until it hits the beads. Rotate the pliers till they're facing the table. Take this part under here until it hits the bottom of the tool. Kink the wire back until the loop is centered over the beads. Like that, and that usually stands my little piece of wire almost straight up there. Now I'm going to take my bent chain nose pliers and hold on to my loop. Bring this wire down. And take my other pair of bent chain nose pliers and start to wrap. I want to make sure to get that first wrapping under the bottom of the loop and not over the top of the bottom of the loop. Just wrap till there's no more room to wrap. I'm going to take my cutters, cut off my extra wire. And I still didn't get a good cut down here. I still have too much of a little nub sticking out there. Now I'm going to take these crimping pliers. I use the part at the end there, the little half circles on each side to tuck in the burrs when I cut off wire. I'm going to tuck in my burrs. Be really careful and not to break my little English cut bead. So now I'm going to take my ear wire and open it up and put my earring on here. Close my ear wire back. So there's my little earring. So hold on, I'll see if I can get all this laid out and I'll be back. Okay, there's my necklace and pair of earrings made with some of the beads that came in the most recent Sam's Bead Box, the one for July 2024 called Voyage to Athens. These are some beautiful beads. They're always beautiful beads in Sam's Bead Box. They do just such a great job of putting these boxes together. They're just always really beautiful. And like I said, I'll put a link in the description box below to the page where you can go and subscribe if it's something that you're interested in, and that coupon code will save you $5 off your first box if you sign up. If you think you might want to get the August box, you would need to sign up by August the 9th. If you sign up after that, your first box would be the September box. I hope you all have enjoyed this video. As always, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate those of you who have subscribed to my channel and watched my videos and liked and commented on my videos. I have a website where I sell my jewelry. It's Teresa's Handmade Jewelry, and I'll put a link to it in the description box below in case you're interested, along with a link to my Facebook, Instagram, and my email. If you haven't, I'd really love it if you'd subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified when I upload a new video. So until next time, I hope y'all have a great day. Take care.